Joining us now by phone, Michael Levin, former Las Vegas Sands president and chief operating officer, and also friend to the late Mr. Adelson. So, Michael, first of all, our condolences.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How big an impact did he have on the gaming industry? I guess not just here in Vegas, but in the U.S. in Vegas, but around the world in Macau also.
Well, I think he had an enormous influence in Vegas in terms of changing it from simply a gaming operation to a convention and business and entertainment destination. It's immeasurable. And in terms of Macau, he personally changed Macau to what it really is today when he went in there and got the concession and brought really significant properties and significant gaming information, as well as cleaning the place up. I mean, Sheldon was immeasurable in terms of his impact on the gaming business in those destinations, and will be remembered for it, I'm sure.
But it's so different. The Vegas that Sheldon helped found back in the 80s when he purchased the Sands is very different than it is right now, Michael. Just as your experience with him and at Sands. Where do you think Vegas stands right now, coming off the pandemic and the recession and into the future, where a lot of our habits could be changed?
Well, that's a little bit of a tough question at this particular point. The pandemic has really affected Las Vegas from the standpoint of its general tourists and its general business environment, as well as the gaming. It will recover because Vegas is very unique in its situation, but there's a lot of cash burn going on now, and they're slowly coming back, but it's going to be a while before it does. I think Sheldon really stepped out and paid his employees when others didn't, and I think it's made a very big difference. And he was a very generous man in many ways, and he really stepped up to help his people. I think he should be remembered for some of those things. And generally, people view him as being difficult, and in some ways he was. He was purposeful, and in some way, but mostly made change. Change was part of his life, and I think that's essentially what he gave to Vegas and what he's given everywhere. There are many stories about Sheldon, and he is, as I say, as some of the articles have said, he was a bigger-in-life character, and he loved America, he loved Israel, and he loved his people.
Michael, what would his view be on gambling for the next decade here in America, and the sort of size of opportunity that sports gambling presents relative to...
Yeah, because I've been away from it for a few years now, but I just read the other day that they're looking at sports gambling. I think what Sheldon, when I was there, he was really against the internet gaming situation as it applied to youth. He was worried. We were worried about the impact on young people, college people, et cetera, and so forth. And I think that's generally changed now. I think sports gambling is going to be a big issue. It's going to be a big opportunity, but it's never going to replace. It's never going to replace the common gaming that has existed in Vegas all these years. There will be some change in the top VIP market because the Chinese gamblers aren't coming anymore, more than likely. And but I think the sports gaming is just going to enhance the businesses that are already in it. There's going to be plenty to go around. It's a low margin business, but it's a business that will do great volume. So I think the Vegas hotels are already starting to get involved in it, as well as others. I think the Venetian and Palazzo were uniquely positioned to be able to do that if they want to.
And just a question, Michael, on his legacy through charitable contributions. Hard to overstate what an impact he made in Israel and with Jewish organizations. And also here in this country, in the Republican Party. How do you characterize that, especially at a time where the party is going through a bit of a reckoning right now in an identity crisis?
Well, I think Sheldon's going to be very missed in every way. He's going to be missed in Israel. He's going to be missed in his work in the medical field, which he's done great work in cancer. He's done a lot of things like that. I think the Republican Party will miss the money. I mean, no one's going to replace that size of donorship unless Miriam continues to do that, and I'm not sure she will. I have no idea. I know she'll support the medical and Israeli causes because she always did support those. So the Republicans will have to get along without him. There's nobody at the size of Sheldon's commitment to the Republican Party, and he was very vocal in what he liked and what he didn't like. But at the end of the day, as I've told others today who've called me, when Sheldon was called by President Obama to help him, Sheldon said, "I'm an American first and a Republican second. And if I can help you, Mr. President, I'm going to help you."
Thank you for leaving us with that. Michael Levin, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.